demonstration is to show how we've enhanced minimum cutter extension. In the past it has worked against the stock component with the tool being too short. What we've now done is we've added the ability to check against if the tool is too long, and we also check against the fixture component as well as the stock component. Very quick demonstration. By pressing play, you'll notice how the holder of tool 1 is colliding with the stock. This you can see via the red marks within the stock model itself, and also the errors that are shown in the logger window at the bottom of the screen. If I do a reset, double click on setup, it opens up the motion form. If I check calculate minimum cutter extension, and for this demonstration I'm going to set the holder clearance to be 5mm. What this should do is extend the holder up the tool to ensure that I have a 5mm clearance between the holder and the stock at all times. If I now press play, we see that the collision checking has been turned off between the stock and the holder, and what's happened is Vericut has recalculated the minimum cutter extension for a 5mm clearance between the holder and the stock itself. In the normal way, Vericut prompts us if we want to resave the tool library. In this case, I'm going to say no. So that's how it worked in the old 6.1. In 6.2, what we can do is check against the tool length being too long. Therefore, we can shorten the tool length, increase rigidity within the tool itself. So if I swap tool paths over, go to my motion form, check calculate minimum cutter extension again, leaving this at 5mm. Say OK, press play. As you can see, there aren't any collisions between the holder and the stock. And again, Vericut prompts me to say that the tool has been modified. Would I like to save the tool library? But what you'll notice is the logger window, it actually shows there's been an adjustment of -24.777. In other words, it's actually reduced the length of the tool. I'm going to say no against that. I'm going to reset. The other thing I'd like to show is it working against the fixture. If I go back into motion, calculate minimum cutter extension, again 5mm, say OK, press play to end. You'll notice that the simulation is a little slower than it was against the stock. This is because it's working against the fixture component as well as the stock component, so it's having to do a double check, so there is a slight delay in processing while Vericut calculates the minimum length required. Now, if you remember rightly, at the end of the last simulation we had a tool length calculation of 24.777. In this case it's now reduced by 16.942, i.e. it's had to increase the length of the tool by roughly 9mm. Again, I'm going to say no. That's how Vericut now works with not only if the tool is too short, but it will also work with a tool that's too long, and it checks against fixture components.